I want to introduce you to a notation app that's called Flat. You can download this for free from the Apple Store or Google Play Store. So it works on both iPhone and Android. And this is a really fantastic app. If you've never tried composing and writing down your music before, this is a really great introduction for it, because some of the other apps like MuseScore and Sibelius, which are a bit more advanced, they have more features, they're really great, but initially it can be a huge learning curve to get started. So this program, I think, is really easy to use, very user-friendly, and has great tutorials as well if you get stuck with anything. You'll probably find that when you start composing using this app, you'll get a little bit addicted to it, actually, because it's quite easy to do, and the app plays back the music by itself, so you get a really great impression of how it sounds. Sometimes it's hard to play stuff that we're writing down on music straight away, so the very fact that you can just play it back instantly and get a decent impression of it is really encouraging. So let's take a look. First off, we're going to press Create. We'll press New Score or Tab. We'll just call this New, Create Score. We'll search for an instrument. So we're going to search for guitar, classical guitar. If you want to pay for extra instruments, you can, but for guitar, solo guitar, it's totally fine. So we'll press Create. All right, so our score has started here. And now the really cool thing about this, you might notice a couple of things down the bottom. There's like a toolbar and a keyboard, a piano layout here. So you can input the notes using the piano, which is actually quite helpful. But if you're not so used to notation, you can click on the tab and a guitar fretboard comes up, and you can actually input the notes through that. So if I go open E, for example, so I click that twice, it actually puts that note in and it puts it into notation. So even if you're not super fluent with notation, you can actually use this fretboard to input notes in. So I think that's really neat. So let's just write a couple of bars here. So we've got quarter note, a crotchet E. If you want to change that note value to something else, you can. You can make it into a half note, into a minim. If you want to add a new voice, you can do that as well. So that's really handy. If you want to delete notes, you can just click, you got to select your voice first and just click the delete button. That deletes the note, and we can try another note. So where we have a blank key signature, why don't we try something in A minor. There we go. I'll press A twice. That should put A in there. Let's put it in the second beat. So I made an error. This happens a lot. So I can press the undo button, and I can just click on that first beat in the tab. First beat. Hopefully I'm at the first beat here. I think so. And then I'll press A twice. There we go. So we've got an A on the first beat. Now I want to put that in the second voice, sorry. I want to put that in the second voice because it's the bass line. So I'm going to undo it again. I'm going to press the use voice 2, and now I'm going to put A in there. There we go. We've got A in the bass. So you can see that even if you make errors, if you use software like MuseScore or Sibelius, it can be very tedious to correct yourself. But here we've just got, undo, delete. We've got the fretboard. I think it's really handy. So if we just do a bass line now, I'll go back to that note. Let's make it into a half note. And then I'll go to beat 3, which I think is there. There's beat 3. So that symbol, that kind of cursor there, shows you where you're at. And why don't we put another A in there so we get a nice bass line going. Make that into a half note as well. And then we'll put a melody on top. So now I have to press the voice option, use voice 1. And I'll probably go to 8 notes here. This time I'll put the melody in using the notation, using the keyboard layout here. So we can start with Oh, that's a bit high, A5, so I'm going to undo that and I'm going to scroll down to A4. Okay, I think that's a nice melody. And then I'll just go something like that, and I'll make that last one into a quarter note. There we go. Now I can play that back. Look, it's actually put the tablature at the bottom as well, which is really handy. So I'll click on that first note and I'll press play. There we go. I made some music very, very quickly, very easily, very intuitively. I didn't have to think much about it. The app's really helpful. So there's a little intro. I challenge you, give you a little challenge to try and, write a couple of bars of music, either using the guitar tablature, using the guitar fretboard. You just click on the fretboard on the tablature section. If you want to do notation, click on the staff. If you need help with anything, it's got a fantastic tutorial section. You just press the menu button, press help, and anything you're looking for, it'll show you how to do that. So if we want to add, let's say a trill, there we go, add a trill. So add a trill, and then it'll show me, play a little video showing me step by step how to do that. So we click on that ornament button there, and then we just press trill. It's okay, so let me give that a go. Why don't we put a trill on this high C? I'll press that ornament button, I'll press trill, done. Let's play that back. There we go. Awesome. Beautiful. Sounding a little bit kind of Middle Eastern at the moment, so it's kind of cool little melody. So I encourage you to try it out. It's really easy. You can download it on your phone. You can literally compose, just pull out your phone from your pocket, wherever you are. You can compose music. It's really great. Technology's a wonderful thing. So if it's been a block for you, it's caused a bit of pain, like writing down music on MuseScore or Sibelius, because the learning curve can be so high with those programs. I hope this program will get you started, encourage you to get started writing down your beautiful music. You can also export your file really easily to PDF. So we click on the menu button, click export score. You can also choose from other file types, so audio file, music XML, that will open in Sibelius or MuseScore, so you could potentially transfer it to other programs too. MIDI file, it looks like you have to pay for those too. If you see that lightning symbol, means you have to pay for the premium for those features, but PDF's really great. So I just click printable PDF. I just click export. I think you can just ignore most of these things. Export, open, down, view in the PDF viewer, and there it is. So that's really a really easy way to export it to PDF. Send it to, you could email it to yourself or send it to someone else really easily. So fantastic to have that be so easy to do.